Hey, welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. Y'all saw the thumbnail. Gervonta Tank Davis, y'all's favorite, is about to have a doubleheader. And his partner in crime, if you will, is David Benevidez. And this would be the second time, to my knowledge, that they do this. But we're going to get into that and much more. But first, let's turn to. Hey, welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. We're going to get into this boxing stuff. But before we do that, please, if you're joining me through YouTube or Facebook or any other social media, hit that like button. Please help my algorithms go. Hit the like button and share as many times as you want to. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so at this moment. If you already subscribed, don't worry about it. We got you locked in. Don't touch that dial. If you have any questions, concerns, or statements you just want to get off your chest, hit me up at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. That's boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. And while YouTube do me a solid, or y'all know the history, they done started me over. Uh, I do have a cash app. I like cash apps. Boxing Fans Talk TV. That's my cash app. You can break me off some. All proceeds go back into the channel. I come on Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So now that we got that out the way, let's go to my other lighthouse keeping. So water check. Y'all know here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we advocate that the average adult drinks 100 ounces of water. We will say that all the time. You're going to see the big difference if you start on this journey. Yeah, sure. You're going to be going to the bathroom a lot, but you will acclimate and it will level out. So drink your water. If you're not a big water drinker, I suggest the following. Start off drinking your water first thing in the morning before them toes hit the ground. You get off into your day. Have you some water on your nightstand, about 8 ounces. Drink up. The second thing is at night before you go to bed, not immediately like drink the water, go to sleep, but like you winding down, you got out the shower, you putting on your pajamas, drink your water, and then go to sleep and have a good sleep. A lot of good things happening in a deep sleep. It is important also to have a deep sleep, not a cat nap, a deep sleep. You lose or burn about 900 to 1,000 calories only in the deep sleep. You don't do it with a cat nap, but only in the deep sleep. And that's going to help you in the long run for whatever journey you going on. Is help keeps you flexible, normal, stable to where you want to be, the way you want to feel comfortable, especially when it concerns your weight. And it helps the body function, moves things around, clean out the system. A lot of reads. I just said some, but redirecting, reprogramming, rebooting, recharging. That's just some of the few. So please, please, please be a water drinker in today's time, because there's no reason why anybody should have any health concerns or issues because of lack of water. So that's an easy fix. Start off with the 2 times a day and work yourself up. Work your way up to, often. But the average adult should even kids maybe 16 years of age can join in too. It's never too late to start drinking water. Y'all gonna see a difference. You will come back later and say, you know what? I started drinking water and look what happened. I got my whole family drink. You'll feel a lot better too. So drink up your water. Please, please, please. Once again, hit that like button and we're gonna see what it do. Break it. I think this is breaking news. Well, our money is in the building. What's up, our moolah? What's going on? He said, Miss T, what's up? Y'all know I was here a couple of days. If y'all don't see me, it's because I'm doing something that I can't be here. But I try to be here every day. But anywho, so it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. So we got Gervonta Tank Davis, the people's champ, if you will, the face of boxing, if you will, the pay-per-view star, if you will, the cash cow, if you will. He's a lot younger than Canelo Alvarez. I do understand and recognize that Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing. So the bigwigs say, or the majority says, and Canelo Alvarez is the cash cow. Whereas when he put his events together, he always have his way. And that's cool. But Gervonta Davis also has that attribute, and he's a lot younger than Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people like to think Canelo got this long career in front of him. He don't. He got more years behind him in his career, as far as his career, than he got in front. Canelo is like mid 30s. You know, nobody really talks about his age, but nobody knows when a fighter falls off or when they start declining, but we know it happens in the 30s. Most fighters, especially if they haven't taken care of themselves. Canelo Alvarez, in my opinion, does not lead a boxing life, and that's not a hit or a negative. It's just a fact. Canelo Alvarez can be seen drunk on many occasions. Excuse me, drunk on many occasions, twisted, like just twisted and having himself a good time, but that's not a boxer's lifestyle. If you look at it, the boxer's lifestyle should be adhered to between all their life, but really when they get to become pro, and which can be as early as 18, but really around 20 to 35, that's a good average. You will have some outliers that can go to late 40s, like the B-Hops of the world or the George Foremans of the world. And dare I say it, the Floyd Mayweathers of the world, because he's still out there twisting and turning. But most you can have fighters who burn out at 29 or 30, 31, 32, 33. You just never know. They never know, because nobody can predict the future, right? But Gervonta Tank Davis has proven to be a hot commodity, a hot ticket item, and something that you could say is a must see. So what happens? Gervonta is trying to have a fight in December 21st to be exact, just in time for Christmas, 4 days before Christmas, right? Everybody got all their stocking stuffers, the Christmas tree up. You got all your kids' stuff. This is growing up time, or people who got a job time, because you got to pay to see Gervonta Tank Davis fight. So they feel like I guess, Team Gervonta or PBC or whatever, they feel like when they match Gervonta with Benevidez, it's a lot of win-wins. It probably supersedes what they thought they would get, but also Benavidez is somewhat of an attraction. He's not a pay-per-view star, but he can benefit for tagging along with Gervonta Davis. You feel me? So that's why, and those two guys respect each other, and pretty much the night when it comes, you pretty much gonna get the same kind of veracity out of both of them. One thing about both of them, they're good finishers. ATL Unanimous Boxing Sports is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said, Queen T, salute. Just lost. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, ATL. Just lost my mom Sunday. I'm down here, love Queen. I'm so sorry to hear that, ATL. I'm glad that you got to spend some time. I was gonna call you in a few days. I was worried about you. But I was like, he's busy and everything. And I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry, my condolences out to you and your family. And I'm glad that you got to spend her last days with you. And I'm glad that y'all could pick up and just do what you had to do. Say our money salute. So shout outs to your to you and your family in the form of condolences, not shout outs, but condolences to you and your family. And hopefully everything will get better. That's your mother, and that's a hard loss. So everybody, send y'all prayers and everything to ATL Boxing Unanimous. So, um, but getting back to this, Gervonta and Benavidez, they it's looking like they're going to be a formidable team for uh, PBC. I guess PBC is banking that they can't lose, but this is a test, you guys. This particular event is a test. Why I say it's a test? Because you also have Fury and Olyksander Usyk fighting on the same night, also for pay per view. But I would imagine it's on the zone. I don't know who's carrying that fight. So now the boxing public has a choice: Fury and Olyksander Usyk or Gervonta Davis with Benavidez. It wouldn't matter who's the opponent for Benavidez and Gervonta Davis. No, well, I'm gonna take that back to Gervonta Tank Davis because he is the draw. It does matter who Benavidez fight because he's fighting an uphill battle. He's trying to get to greatness, but he's got roadblocks, stumbling blocks, whatever you want to call it, along the way. He's been trying to fight Canelo forever. Canelo is like, go fight them. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm a family man. If you push me too hard, I might bite. I probably made up them words. Shout outs to Hall and Notes. I used to love that group. But Benavidez desperately wants the Canelo fight. And make no bones about it, boxing fans. They want these fights because it's an elevation in their career, as it should be. And they should want it. And it's more money. I mean, I'm going to tell you, if any of you guys want to ever go try and do a boxing routine for a month, just a month, go work out with some boxers, coaches, or whatever, just for a month. I ain't telling you go fight nobody, but just go work out with them. And I promise you're going to have a newfound respect for what they do. Speaking to the casuals, especially with that one, um, I challenge anybody. I'll be like, look, get in the ring and just shadow box. You ain't even got to fight nobody. Just shadow box. See if you can do it for 3 minutes straight. Now imagine what they have to do with punches coming back at them, with defensive movement and everything that entails boxing. So they go through a lot. I say all that to say they go through a lot just for what? Just to be doing it? No. They want to build a legacy. This is the career choice that they made. They put a lot into it. There's a lot of people on their team that take time out their day. Time is money. and effort. You know what I'm saying? And of course, if that's what you're going to do and it's not easy, yes, you want the big paydays. Yes. But casual boxing fans out there, you got to know that just like a woman has to be very strategic when she gets to be close to grown, and I'm talking 20, because that ain't really grown to me. You got to be strategic as a woman to pick your man, to pick your career, to pick who were friends. You have to be strategically, in all those picks, because one false move, one false pick can set you back decades. You can be 20 years old, make the wrong choice, wrong pick, be around the wrong people, have a baby by the wrong person, and it's like it set you back 20 years, and you just 20. So do it set you back 10 to 10 years old? No. But in boxing, this is the only sport, any kind of combat sport, that I would say that scrutiny that women we have to face regardless of what we do in life, in this sport, and maybe some other sports, but definitely in combat sports, men are under the same scrutiny. They got to worry about their weight all day, every day, just like we do. They're going to be scrutinized. If they come in looking fat and out of shape, the world going to let them know. And they're going to get plenty of scrutiny. If they come in and not able to do something as simple as cut off the ring, but you want us to pay you millions to see you fight. You want to get paid millions to see you fight. And in that case, all you got to look to one example, and it's not forever, but maybe he had a bad night. Talking about Boo Sinners when he fought Karen, which he's about to fight again. Nobody asked for. But when he fought Karen Chimichanga, that's what I'm going to say. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. When he fought him, and the whole thing people walked away with is saying, nigga, you couldn't cut off the ring? You couldn't cut off the ring? What the hell? That's boxing 101. You can't do that. But you want me to believe you the face of boxing. You should be the pay-per-view star. See how that scrutiny works? So these fighters want these things. That's why they go for the person that can bring them things. Like when Canelo fought Floyd, that was the biggest payday he ever had. I always say Canelo took them lemons and made lemonade, because he's been soaring up in the upward bound since then. He never came back down to this day. So they'll be like, oh, it's Canelo era. And you can tell by his success, because he could take an L and he still be out there on top. He's still in the top 5. How is that possible? But these fighters want these opportunities. And David Benevidez has been hollering, screaming, begging, calling everybody but Santa Claus. Can I get my shot? And in every turn, roadblock, barriers, stumbling blocks, or whatever is placed in front of him. Jason Williams is in the building. What's popping, King? Said peace and blessing, Miss T. Peace to you. So when I hear that Gervonta and David want to run it back, I'm like, oh, I see what they doing. Because if you're the type as a boxing fan that like to see somebody get destroyed in the ring, these your guys. This is your fight. And most people know Gervonta Davis. Like, some of my family don't even look at boxing like I do. But they be like, when that light-skinned dude gonna be fighting again? Hey, it don't matter what they call him, long as they call him backed up with some El Dinero. Their money spent too. My family, who's not into boxing, will pay to see him fight. And that's it. And they be satisfied. That's the only boxing event they'll look at, because they know he gonna do what? He gonna finish his opponents. And it gonna look sweet when he do it. That is the beauty of Gervonta Davis. You can almost set your watch to it. David Benevidez the same way. When he get cooking, he'll destroy you. And I ain't gonna say it looks sweet. I'm sorry, David. I can't say it looks sweet because you look awkward because you're a weight bully. It will look even sweeter at the weight that he's wanting to fight at now, which is 175. But David Benevidez fighting at them lower weights, I was just like, no, nigga, you might as well go up. Because I'm looking at your body stature, you shouldn't even be right there. But a lot of fighters, and this is for my casuals, they pick weights where they can dominate. Because if you pick a lower weight, you're gonna dominate in that weight class. You just are. And but if you pick a weight that you should be in, you might just be a regular old Okie from the Skokie. No special effects, as Floyd always say. So them putting a fight together, I think PBC is hedging his best and like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a good one. So you got that choice, or you can go to the ultimate choice, which is heavyweight. And I'm here to tell you, casual, the higher you go up in weight, that is the better fight because heavyweight is the glory weight. Muhammad Ali and them solidified it. Back in the day, nobody was paying attention to smaller weight classes that much. You had notable fighters like Cesar Chavez. You had Floyd Mayweather, Sweet Pea. You had people like that that made those smaller weights glory weights because of their performance and how they look doing it. You know what I'm saying? But once you get under 147, it's all right. It's all right. But 147 and up, that's when it start getting real interesting. People like to see the big guys fight. And in recent times, Tyson Fury, who has been undefeated all this time, got defeated by Usyk. And now he's back for his rematch. He won't back. He wants you to run it back. The thing about Tyson Fury is, if you didn't know, I like to call him the ultimate cheater. He'll find a way, fair or unfair, to win the fight. I don't know if he has help doing that, but he's going to find a way, fair and unfair. There's been people who say he's the worst cheater they ever seen. You guys coming through, hit that like button, please. Please hit that like button. Thank you. But Tyson Fury, that's his reputation. He lost to Usyk. The thing that made Tyson Fury so great for the casuals, if you didn't know, is that he's, for a big ass dude, the dude moved like a little guy. Isn't that what made Muhammad Ali so special? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, light on his toes, moving around, dancing, and all that bullshit. Hey, that's what the attraction is with Tyson Fury. Not to compare him to Muhammad Ali, because there is no comparison. However, that's a big dude. He's 6'9", something like that. Damn near 7 foot. And he damn near could come in there 300, moving like he 154 or something like that. That is the attribute that draws people into Tyson Fury, not to mention some racial elements over the years, this, that, and the other. You know, he has a storied past. He got demons he've had to face and all that stuff with his drug addictions here and there and weight problems and this, that, and the other. And Tyson Fury probably have good discernment because he probably know what he need to do, what he need to be at to be XYZ. You know, when he fought Deontay Wilder, he banked on being heavier. And most fights that he has fought, he was always the bigger, heavier dude. But now that he done lost to Usyk, and Usyk is naturally a smaller guy compared to him. Usyk was undisputed as a cruiserweight, which is under 200 pounds. And then Usyk became a heavyweight and started wrecking shop and now has become undisputed. So you got this in this era, you have had 3 fighters who has become undisputed in the last year or two, twice. And what I mean by twice, is they went to this weight class, became undisputed, went to another weight class and became undisputed. And the first person to do it is yours truly, Terrence Bud Crawford. He set the precedence. That's why he's my favorite fighter. And I feel like the powers that be couldn't let it just be Bud who did that. So here come Inoue. They talk about Inoue, but Inoue ain't pressed about the Western world. Inoue is happy in the East. He don't care about the West world. The Western world, meaning Europe, meaning America. He don't care about none of that. He ain't pressed for y'all. As long as he got it, y'all gonna come to him. He on the East. Inoue fights at them low weight classes. They're not the glory weights, but he makes his bread because they love him over there. There's enough money. There's enough money to go around, no matter where you go. But they love him over there. He making bread, and he becoming undisputed twice. Then you got the cruiserweight champion, which was Usyk, undisputed there, moves up to heavyweight and undisputed there. These three guys will go down in boxing history and all that. I just think out the three, I'm gonna give it to Bud. That's like I said, that's my dude. But I take nothing away from Inoue or Usyk. Usyk cracked the safe when he fought Tyson Fury because he won. Tyson Fury, he don't care how he win. Fair or unfair, he gonna win. He figures it out. But this, for the first time, Tyson Fury has pretty much said to himself, I actually got to get small. I actually got to get smaller so I can be more agile and nimble to face a person like Usyk. Usyk is hard to fight. He's constantly fainting. He's constantly moving around. He's a true boxer. And Tyson Fury, for that matter, is a true boxer. So you got boxer against boxer. But Usyk, I think he's a better boxer. But Tyson, Usyk better be careful because Tyson Fury will have something up his sleeve. I do not doubt that if he can't beat you fair and square, he can't let that go. Tyson Fury played games and hide the ball all these years because he don't want to fight. He do want to fight. He loved the reputation better than he loved anything else. You know what I'm saying? So Tyson will act like he was retired to the point that the WBC, what's his name, Mauricio Suleiman was saying, yo, let me make you an emeritus champion in recess or whatever and all this. And Tyson would be like, nah, then he come back. He was doing all this stuff. He knows how to wiggle in and out of situations. But this header of Fury Usyk and Tank and Benevidez together on the card on the same day, and they asking the boxing public to pay for the fight for both, that's not going to happen. I can't see it. Somebody who rich might could do it, but I can't see it. You're going to pick one. And I'm here to help you make your choice. So you can tell me what you think. But you got to pick one. Me personally, I'm going to go with Tank Davis and Benevidez. And why? Because what I like in boxing, I'm going to get that night. They're going to show out or die trying. I did not watch Fury and Usyk the first time, and I didn't miss nothing. I know what happened, but I didn't miss nothing. PBC, you did it again. And it's on the 21st of December. So now that your family, your father, your mother, they did all the stuff necessary to make Christmas good for you. they can sit back and enjoy a good scrap. Because after all that money that they spent, they probably want to hit somebody or watch somebody get hit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I see. I just see that they offer you a big choice, and I also see that they're testing a metric. I also know by virtue of his age, not because nobody said nothing, that Canelo is winding down in his career and he's on his way out the door. Somebody got to take his place. Who is that somebody? It's going to be Tank Davis. It's going to be Tank Davis because when you Tank sells out, when you sell out everywhere you go and you get high pay-per-view numbers, that's Tank Davis. Next to Canelo Alvarez, that would be him. And I think they setting it up to show. If Tank Davis and David Benevidez fighting event do way more than Usyk and Fury, y'all see the writing on the wall. Canelo no more. He's going down. Or he's getting phased out. Rightly so. Sometimes when you've been great all your life, you gotta learn how to get off the stage, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd getting off the stage in a good way. He transitioning high in a better way than his peers. But sometimes you gotta learn how to get off the stage and let the next person come through. And I think this is what they trying to show because I believe that Tank is going to do better. As I said, Tank got a knack for pulling in casual fans behind Berterbia. He is the second highest rated knockout artist in the game today. Um, I will even go so far as to say the dude know how he's the best, in my opinion, better than anybody at setting traps for people to walk through. He does it better than he said it so good, you don't always see it. You don't see it till it happened. Oh, that's why he did that. That's how it be. He that good. And so with his those two little attributes, and plus he can box. He can mix it up. He do have ring generalship. He can do all that stuff. So he is the ultimate all-around fighter, whether people want to give it to him or not. But he get more knockouts than anybody else, ratio wise, percentage wise. The only other person above him is Viterbia. And then we gonna see if the old man Viterbia, which I like him too, if he still got it, considering he's coming off an injury. And I'm gonna tell you who nobody gonna beat is Father Time. Ain't nobody gonna beat them. And Viterbia was what, 40, 40 years old, something like that. Shout outs to Terrence Bud Crawford. He got a birthday coming up. It's Libra season right now, y'all. It's Libra season. That's us. Yes, yes, Lord. I'm a Libra. It's Libra season. Y'all send shout outs to all the Libras out there. Jason Williams said, I never understood why boxing schedules expensive pay-per-view fight during the holiday season. My money is already tied up. I can barely afford the free football and basketball games for Turkey Day. Jason, I feel you. But you know what? If you are a good fan, you will pay. And if you, I mean, let me tell you, as parents, y'all remember, y'all, my kids are grown. So when I would get ready for Christmas and I do everything I can to meet the expectations that they had, especially if they deserve it, mama want her stuff too. You know what I'm saying? I gotta spoil me too. And sometimes spoiling me could be just taking myself to the movie, to a restaurant, i.e., a boxing event. So it's gonna happen. That's parents, all parents do that. Hey, you didn't spend $1,000 on this kid and you ain't gonna get you nothing. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. So yeah, so what do y'all think? I put the link in the chat. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Which one would you rather? Tank Davis and Benavidez or Olyksander Usyk and Fury? Which one would you rather? The pundits and the bigwigs will probably think or say, I've seen articles where they say it's going to be the heavyweights. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think the whole East Coast is gonna show up for Tank, if nothing else. But I think they rather see that. It's gonna be exciting. Now, the two opponents that Tank and Benavidez are fighting are not well notable opponents. Notice how I don't say bums or trash or nothing. I don't like to do that because they doing more than us. But those two opponents are not well known like Usyk and Fury. So, but the point is, Tank gonna make it look sweet. Tank, when you watch him, you be like, man, I want to be like Tank. I want to hit like Tank. I want to move like Tank. Well, you see how he knocked that motherfucker out? That's how you be. David be destroying you like he damn near about to take your life. Understand, casuals, that David Benevidez is a weight bully. And it's not against the law to be a weight bully, but it just shows you the real psychological thought patterns of a person. Like, you want to fight people that's smaller than you. And I mean, it's hard for me to respect that shit, but it is allowed in boxing. So I temper my thoughts. Jason Williams said, I'll take Tank, and I'm not even a Tank fan. Exactly. Jerry Tasker is in the building. What's popping? What's popping, JT? He say Tank will Tank will do about 200,000 or less, like he usually does. People are fed up with Tank ducking. I don't know, Jerry. I don't know, Jerry. I think I asked the question, Jerry. Would it be Tank and Benavidez card, or would it be Olyksander Usyk and Fury card? Which one you gonna rather, Jerry? Which one you rather, JT? I'm gonna just start calling you JT. I know I was calling Jared Trump. We still love Jared, even if he vote for Trump. But JT, what you think? Which one would you rather? Because if I again, I did not even bat an eye about missing the Usyk and Fury fight. I felt like Usyk was maybe can pull it out, but with Fury he cheats so much. I just can't get into it. I don't like leaving fights like, damn, why they let that happen? What he cheating for? Like, I don't like looking at fight. That doesn't excite me as a boxing fan. But when I see that you bring strategy to the table and you knocking motherfuckers out over and over again in a sweet ass looking fashion, y'all know what I'm talking about, especially y'all football fans. When that dude rev back and throw that ball, and y'all be like, man, that shit was sweet as hell. You see the spiral on that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Boxing too. You be like, that's why I love Terrence Crawford. That motherfucker take a half a step back and then a half a step to the side and bam. That shit is sweet. It's hard to you can't even people can't even choreograph shit like that. Tank look like his shit be choreographed. Like it's a dance or something. So, he said they on the same night. Yeah, Jared, they on the same night. He said, depends on who Tank and Benavidez will be fighting. They ain't fighting nobody notable. Tank is fighting some guy named Lamont Roach, and Benavidez is fighting somebody named Jesse. What is it? Jesse somebody. Hold on. Hart. Jesse Hart. We don't know them, but trust and believe they picked them for a reason. Now the big controversy is why isn't Benavidez, we know you couldn't get Canelo, so kudos to you for moving up to a weight class that's more suitable for you. Because there's some heavy hitters. You got Peterbia up there, you got Bivol up there, and notable others. But why you won't fight Morrell? What happened with that? Everybody coming through, hit that like button, please. Al Money said, ATL Peace, fam. Al Money said, Jared, what up? What up? Why isn't David Benavidez having a hard time? Why would there be a hard time to make a fight with David Morrell? I don't see how. David Morrell is not an elite fighter at this moment. Not saying he won't ever be. He's not notable. He's not a household name at the moment. So he's not a prima donna. Why was it hard to land that fight? Because between David Benevidez and David Morrell, who's more popular? David Benevidez. And if you put them two together, who would say who is the A side? David Benevidez would say he the A side. So why couldn't that fight be made? Looking kind of suspicious, don't you think? That's how I see it. Jerry said, yeah, no. Fury and Usyk undisputed heavyweight title fight, and the first fight was good. Jerry, I believe you. I believe you. I think a lot of people didn't watch it because after the fact, nobody give it did not flood the airwaves like it was the most awesome event in recent months. It didn't do that. I think people it's gonna be interesting, Jerry. I don't know what's gonna happen. I explained in the beginning that heavyweights are the glory weights. I mean, that is the most notable weight class in boxing. To all you casuals out there, that's supposed to be the most notable weight class, and that's the heavyweight. The bigger you are, the more all the perks of boxing come with it: the money, the exposure, the notoriety, the legacy, all of that. They remember those fights. But I say over the years, you had people like Floyd Mayweather, Cesar Chavez, Sweet Pea, a whole lot of other smaller fighters, Winky, all of them made those smaller weights a glory weight. So really from about 147 up, that's the same perks and attributes you can get in the heavyweight division. They getting in those weight from 147, 54, 60, 68, 75. And cruiserweight is the only outlier because I don't think nobody talk about that weight class that much. We know it's there. It's like a prelim to the heavyweight. We don't talk about it much. You don't have a lot of people like real popular that fight at that weight, but it still goes on. But I'm interested, Jerry, to find out what would people rather right before Christmas. You guys hit that like button as you come on in. Thank you very much. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit that. And please share this video. I'm very interested, Jerry, to find out how that's going to go. Because it don't matter at this point who Tank fight. People going to tune in to see him. Everybody has experience or know somebody in their family that said, I like that little light-skinned dude. When he fighting again? I can't make this shit up. That is how they respond to Tank Davis. Alex Reynaga is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said, is Benavidez fighting morale? No, Alex. Alexis, I'm sorry. You Alex. But Alexis. Reynaga. Alexis. I apologize too if I say, considered you a guy. But I don't know. Well, welcome to the building either way. Hit that like and share button as many times as you can. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so right now. Alexis, I couldn't tell you why that fight didn't happen. Because the powers that be, or the people who in the know, claims that David Morrell is a better, more polished fighter, especially coming from the Cuban style of fighting. They also say that David Morrell hits harder than David Benevidez, and they both equally big. As much as David Benevidez has gone around and said, I just want to fight. I want Canelo. I want to, like put anybody in front of me. Why that fight couldn't get made? They were in discussions. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, they put David Morrell and David Benevidez on Tank card. I guarantee you, Tank card going to do better pay-per-view than Usyk and Olyksander. It has now came down to the card itself. So if PBC bigwigs are listening, or the zone, or whoever's doing the Usyk Fury fight listening, it's about y'all undercard at this point. The undercard is going to be the deciding factor. If you got a suck ass undercard that ain't nobody pressed to see, 9 times out of 10, the money going to Tank. When I'm talking about Olyksander, Usyk, and Fury. Tank, if your card suck, I believe you still get some good you'll get some good pay-per-view buys, but you may lose some because the heavyweights is the glory weight. This is a very interesting conundrum to be in, no doubt. Jason Williams said, "Timeout. The rematch between Usyk and Fury isn't for undisputed, right? I thought Usyk lost one of those belts. He may have, Jason. I might be slow on that one. I didn't know, but all I know is the last fight that Usyk fought was him. I thought, and he won. So I don't know where that belt is. I don't know if it's up again. Is that the reason why it is a rematch? Because they both gonna fight for that long lost belt that got taken from Usyk. I just know that Usyk became undisputed. I don't always watch his fights. His fights, not that I'm bored or whatever, but he be fighting the last couple of fights when he fought Anthony Joshua. You gonna see the fight anyway. If you miss it, you'll get to see it. But he fought over there in Saudi, so over that way. And the time difference, that's why I like when people go down to Australia. I be like, I'll catch you later. I'll catch the highlights. Fuck it. My time of boxing, my boxing schedule is pretty much etched in stone. I do watch Wednesday fights sometimes because Wednesdays come on Pro Box. In case anybody y'all didn't know, it's on Pro Boxing. You can go to YouTube and pull it up, and it's for free. Then you got some fights that actually be scheduled for Friday, and then the Saturday fights. And so to me, 9 o'clock to about midnight is the best time to hold a card, a main event for whatever reason. And if you're gonna do pay-per-view, definitely in that time frame. I have criticized the Bud Crawford and Matt Jamal fight because it went too long. It was seeing too much. And Bud, when next time you negotiate, you gotta stand 10 toes down on business and tell him don't do that again. Although it was great to see Eminem. He has a big fan base and people had a good time. But for those of us looking at home, that was just team too much. And I consider that more a sloppier event. And then just oppose that to the Canelo fight. That shit was so professional and went so good. Even though I ain't no big Canelo fan. That shit started on time. There was no delays. It went boom, boom, boom. And it was good. It's what a boxing fan wants. Don't come in and reinvent how the shit go. Because you're gonna throw people all the way off. You know. Jerry said Benevidez does not make his own fights. He ain't got it like that. Not even close. He fights who the PBC tells him he is gonna fight just like the rest. Well, he got work to do. He's still in his 20s. And he's not even that old. He like how old is David JT? Like I would still say mid-20s. So he got time to get his weight up. Jerry said he did. I forgot about that. DuBose has that belt now. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, that's interesting considering DuBose just knocked AJ out. They even calling for AJ to get another trainer. They were like, "This dog, something went wrong." Because y'all know through the AJ got a contract with the Zone, but he also got a contract with Eddie and Matchroom, for the duration of his career. So I don't even know how old AJ is. I'm assuming he in his early 30s, maybe mid 30s. Until he retire, that's where he gonna be. And to Eddie Hearn, AJ is his cash cow. He don't lose money, they feel, when AJ fight, whether he win or lose. I still think I wish I would have seen the AJ and Deontay Wilder, but hey, he was able to limp on this far. He done lost to Usyk twice. Then he lose to somebody else, and now he lost to the Bo. AJ got like 3 or 4 losses, but he's still big man. Y'all help me out, big man. Who AJ lost to? Big man. The Mexican dude. Can't think of his name right now, but y'all know who I'm talking. Andy Ruiz. Thank you, Jason. He said the Bull has the IBF now. Okay. So guess what? The Bull The Boat was another one. I mean, we might not know him that great, but now we are. He's getting his turn in the sun. You know how many times this dude has campaigned and advocated for the big fights? He was one back then. He was willing to fight Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder, and he was always on the back burner between him and Joe Joyce and all this stuff. And then look, he done fought AJ. Sometimes you gotta fight people right away. You can't let it marinate, because you let shit marinate, they come back and shock you. Maybe so many years ago, the Bows wouldn't have been ready for AJ. But he kept his head down, kept grinding. You never really seen him out there whining and crying and acting like woe is me. He just kept plugging, kept charging forward. And then he had the shot. Now he's a heavyweight champion. And now he has a legacy. Now guess what? When Fury and Usyk fight, ain't no telling how that shit gonna do. Cause when it come to Fury, I just always think some kind of corruption. Whether it be him or the powers that be, it depends on what they trying to do, how they trying to milk the system. It's possible that Fury will win this fight, whether he should or not. I always say, like I would say to Usyk, he better be careful. He better know what he getting into with Fury. And so if he win that fight, if Fury win that fight, he this much closer to becoming undisputed. Because I think this is something he hasn't done. But in my head, y'all help me out. Didn't Fury become undisputed one time when he fought big dude? I'm drawing a blank with everybody's name. Oh, I see his face. I think he was from Ukraine. The big guy that nobody could beat. The boring ass fighter. 1-2 grab. 1-2 grab. The hell, he was two brothers. Vladimir, the Klitschko's. The Klitschko's. Didn't Fury become undisputed when he fought him? I don't know. I don't remember. He said, okay. Uh Alexa said, what do you think about the fight Caleb Plant has had against McCumbee? Love Caleb. I do too. I'm a Caleb fan. You hear me? I'm a Caleb fan. Because Caleb is a true boxer. And Caleb ain't scared of shit. And I listen, you guys. When you can settle down and calm down and execute, that shit is hard. That's what I like about the boxing or any sport, is when you see somebody do something that can't know anybody do. And it's not easy to do, because fucking Caleb was he was catching some, right? But Cumbie strong as a bitch. That dude looked like he got straight out the Civil War. Sorry, McCumbie, you do. You look like one of them Confederate soldiers. I be like, I'm not understanding the mullet and the hairstyle and the stubby beard. It is not a good look for him. But there are men who can shave first thing in the morning, 6 o'clock, and by 5 o'clock have that much hair on his face. You know, maybe they should make a pill for that shit. But there are men out there like that, and I would hate to have that problem. Cause that's the only reason why I could think, why would you come in with that stubble ass look and that ugly ass haircut? Like, come on, shawty. You got enough to pay for a goddamn haircut. It is all about looks sometimes. It's how you present yourself. But Caleb settled down. He could have backed up and just was like, nah, I can't do it or whatever. Dude hit hard, but dude he hit harder than Canelo. Because when Canelo caught Caleb, Caleb ain't had no choice but to fall out, But this dude, he was rocking Caleb a couple of times. And it's like, yeah, I got you. But Caleb settled down and outboxed him. I was sitting over here like, Caleb playing. I know Jordan was like, Caleb's wife, like, ooh, you gonna get it tonight, boy. You gonna get it. Alexa said, what do you think about the fight? Yeah, I read that one. And he said, Andy Ruiz. JT said they stripped Usyk because he had a Fury rematch. Same thing the IBF did to Crawford. Well, Well, this is how they matchmaking nowadays, JT, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like that move at all. Y'all hit that like button as y'all come through. But it seemed to be the way. What can we do? We just gotta, show our disdain for shit like that. The IBF, you guys been pretty good for a long time. You've been held higher in higher esteem than WBA, WBC, and WBO for a long time, and you're getting down in the mud. Now it's your turn at bat to be disgusting, revolting. Jason said AJ lost to Andy Ruiz. Yeah. Um, JT said he got beat down by Ruiz the ball and twice outpointed by Usyk. Yeah. Uh, I hate when these people be talking about letting fights marinate. If it's a great fight, we can get a rematch and maybe a trilogy instead of one-sided ass whoopings like Bud versus. But Jason, we didn't know. I feel you. Point well taken. But we didn't know. We didn't know. Those some people knew. I knew Bud could be Spence easy. I knew it. And it ain't got nothing to do with hating or nothing. Watching Bud from 35 up, I knew it. Cause I'm the type person, I'm always gonna favor the boxer, right? Over the slugger or whatever. Because if the boxer has the patience and cannot be flustered and can calm down and get in his bag, like Caleb just did with McCumbee, it's always going to be in the boxer's favor. But on the flip side, Spence fans could not be convinced otherwise. They knew that shit like the back of their hand. And all you got to do is when Harvey Doc stepped in, look at the face in the crowd, especially Spence's sister over the side, the light-skinned girl. She looked like a robot. She was like, like she was shocked. What's shocking? They just knew it. Damn. Sorry, y'all. I'm just hitting shit. They knew it. And you couldn't convince them. They wouldn't even give no benefits of the doubt, Jason. So that one right there, a lot of people might not be pressed to see a repeat of that. They might not be. But, hey, to the Bud fans, a lot of Bud fans just based it off of Bud's sheer talent. And that's why they became fans in the first place. It's like a popularity contest with Spence. You had people that don't even know shit about boxing that was like, yeah, I think Spence could do it. How many Spence fights you saw? And they be like, nah, I don't know. I just seen him talking. How the fuck do you make a great assessment and you ain't never really followed him in his career? And Spence has a knack, I guess, of attracting casuals. And that ain't a bad thing. That ain't a bad thing at all for him. But the arguments that ensued afterwards, when that was on the horizon, was not based in facts, except for one side. So now going forward, I don't care that Spence didn't want to fight Crawford no more. It's water under the bridge now. And I don't care what weight they meet at, it's gonna be the same shit. Spence is too old. This is nature. He's too old to learn something different. And he can't. And not because as much as he can learn, Crawford will learn that much more. And as much as he can learn, he can learn some shit that Crawford already forgot or don't even use, or you know what I'm saying? He's not on his level. JT said, "You looking good, T. Come on." Oh, thank you, JT. Thank you. I try, JT. I try to look good, especially for you. When you come in, I be like, man, let me get this face together. Let me get this wig split. Because JT coming in the house. Jason said, no. No joke. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Klitschko. Yeah, Klitschko. And JT said, no. Fear was unified. You talking Klitschko. That's what I was talking about, Klitschko. When they fought, did when because we know Fury beat Klitschko. Did he become undisputed then? Because I know he got lineal, but did he become undisputed then? Is what I couldn't remember. Uh, Jerry, I wish I had a phone. I know you like the phone stuff, Jerry. It just don't work. I just to let you know, I've tried to get the phone back up. I don't know what's going on. I be trying. I still try, but it don't work. Uh, JT said McCumbee had been out of boxing and working at a at a 7-Eleven. He knocked Plant down 3 times. First time looked like Plant was out. He should not have struggled with that guy. No, but I'm gonna say McCumbee, he don't got the look. Please get somebody to cut this nigga hair. Come on, he can look a lot better and shave. I don't know if that matters though, but because I don't grow beards, but shave like an hour before you come in the ring, please. That stubble look on him is and it's hideous, and especially with that mullet hair. Man, I was ready to give him a musket and a motherfucking Confederate hat. That shit was horrible. Jason said it was the YouTubers that PBC paid to boast Spence and hate on Bud. Yeah, that too. All the casuals ate that stuff up. You would have thought Bud was a bum listening to them. Exactly. Look, there's people in my family. Shout out to them. Y'all know y'all that had Spence. I was like, no, 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 no. And I was like, shit, if I was back home, I probably would have betted all of them. This the thing though, when girls bet, y'all niggas don't never pay. That's why I hate the betting men. You gotta go to the actual betting place. So you got your receipt and you be like, you gonna pay me. Well, what I'm gonna do if a dude don't pay me? What I'm gonna threaten him with? My eyebrow, winking at him. What I'm gonna do? I don't like to bet people that don't pay. I'll hate you for life if you don't pay up on the bet. I don't like people like that. Kaiser so say, what's popping? Welcome to the building. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe, please. He said, salute to the room. Salute to you. He said, use Google Voice T. I did. I've had a phone before, Kaiser. And for some reason, well, you know what? I got a new computer, y'all. So maybe I'll try again. But I've been trying, and it just wouldn't work. I mean, I don't know what the hell I did the first time. It's making me feel that kind of way. Like, what did you do the first time to get the phones up and running? You guys hit that like button as you come in. I see y'all. And on Facebook, if you watch me, hit that like button. JT said that haircut is called a mullet tee, popular among well, keep it the fuck off of prime time. Please. Looking like he going fishing. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's seersucker suit. Mm-mm. My big mama voice. JT said, come on now. Spence had been a warrior. That's not fair. In boxing, as in life, you get in where you fit in. Yeah, JT, listen, I'm not even knocking Spence. He was getting in where he fit in, just like you said. But there was some stuff he did that you can hold him accountable. But that big controversy was bad. Yeah, people against people. I felt like it was the civil war, so to speak, low key. Because you had brother against brother, sister against sister. You know how they say about the Civil War? You get brother against brother, sister against sister, whatever. In the Spence, you have people that probably lined up and then they just, you know, they went polar opposites. Like even to this day, everybody who was banking on that, I don't trust them. Their credibility is shot. Every time they say something, I'll be like, you don't say. What? Really? You don't say. That's how I be feeling about them. He said, You make me think of that Jamaican dude, that song with Baby boy, you stay on my mind. Is that what you trying to do, JT? Aga. JT, remember Bud said if it wasn't for Spence, the fight would have never. Let me tell y'all, and y'all can believe it or not, Bud is a gentleman. Okay. Spence won't just know anybody. And Spence got a lot of bravado and a lot of pride and a lot of ego on the same level as Bud. And sometimes you don't want to poke that. Even if you was victorious. Y'all need to look more closely at, man, look at this shit like a soap opera. Floyd Mayweather would talk shit once the contract signed. And he would poke the bear, whatever, because he's selling the fight. But some people didn't like him going into it. And the more you hated Floyd going into a fight, the better for Floyd. But when Floyd beat your ass at the end, he said, well, he's a great little fighter. He'll be champion again. He was tough, rugged. Well, Floyd never stepped on you when you was down. And I understood it. Could he? Yeah, he could have. Would he have been justified to do so? Many times over. But Floyd never took that route. Because sometimes you can't poke a person when it's down. It's just boxing. You're supposed to hug it up, shake it up, and fight another day. You can't let your feelings get in it. If Terrence would have been like, whatever, the time to be heated was at that final press conference. And that's when it was. And Bud said, I get active. Oh, he was mad then. And when he was probably in the back room getting ready, like, I'm gonna beat the living fuck out of this dude. And he did. But he gotta let him save face. He gotta give something to the fan, because his Spence fans was like no other. I haven't seen in years and decades. His fans was on some other shit. Bud was responsible. And so was Spence. You don't want people leaving the event fighting each other, because they could have broke out like that too. That's how much people was into that fight. People could have came out hurting somebody. But attitude reflect leadership. Remember that always. And based on those two gentlemen's attitude, the leadership was evidently clear. Hey, we had a good fight. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Let's move on. Ain't no hate between us. Let's go on. Let's go on and go on to bigger and better things. That's what I saw. I don't know what you guys saw, but that's what I saw. Alexa said Crawford against Spence was like watching a boxing god. Impeccable. Don't need no rematch. Exactly. You really don't. But Bud was gonna be honorable and let this man get his just due. Let him come back. But getting back to Tank and who he fighting somebody named Lamont Roach. I'm not really familiar with him. And Benevidez fighting somebody named Jesse Hart. And I think the controversy with that is Benevidez's opponent, because why you couldn't get him around? As JT said, you ain't that hot. And all you want to do is fight. You couldn't get Morrell? How is that not possible? Morrell is not that hot. He would have jumped at the chance, especially to be on a Tank card. Everybody, I would have been like, they need to just cancel that heavyweight fight. If Morrell was on board, come on, PBC, what the fuck you saving it for? Isn't Morrell with PBC? This is shit that PBC do that don't nobody like. The fuck is you saving it for? The trilogies bring in just as much money as if you sit there and marinate some shit for years. Because the time to strike is now. Not when one of them fall off or fall down. Come on. That's where the PBC be going wrong. But they gonna be fighting on the same night. I think people gonna buy it. I really do. I think it's either or. Which one would you rather? I'm going with Tank. Even though everybody knows the higher weight classes is the glory weight, and common sense and prevailing wisdom would say you're going with the heavyweights, but I'm going with Tank. I hope Usyk is prepared for any and every tactic, fair and unfair, that Tyson Fury gonna bring, or the powers that be, because they may want Tyson to get all those belts back and set up a fight with the boy. After all, sorry, JT. Sometimes I feel like Tyson Fury was like the great white hype in a lot of people's eyes. Don't get me wrong, he's talented. What makes him talented and special is the man moves around like a small guy, and he's big as hell. And that's what made Muhammad Ali special. He moved around like a little guy, but he was big as hell. Otherwise, you see the mummy effect. The shit that Ali was saying about George Foreman and others. The slow shit. One thing that you like about Smoking Joe, that nigga's constantly. You couldn't get a bead on Smoking Joe. I'm a fan too of him. So we'll see which one. Now, based on the metrics that come out of this, watch how the narrative go. Because if people rather Tank, y'all ain't gonna be able to shut this nigga up. Y'all ain't gonna be able to shut him down. Nothing. They gonna slowly phase out Canelo, and Tank is gonna be put in his place. I'm telling you. And what's cracking me up is the first time in a long time that Tyson Fury is calculating he need to be smaller. You guys, I'm gonna put this link in here one more time, but I'm close to wrapping it up a little bit, but I got a few more things to put out. Before I go to that, y'all know I gotta talk about myself. You know it. Hey, it's fall. Don't you want to get your girls this? I say boys can wear it too, but some of you guys might be apprehensive about wearing hearts. But hey, fall is here. Get your new gear. Let me see what's on there. Hold on. Let me put the Conron up. At the bottom of the screen, you will see that it says, you know, grab your designer tees, one of a kind, to wear while supplies last. But you put in Google, askmet51.com, and select Teetopia. I have a variety of things that you may want in that store. In fact, I guarantee you're gonna want something in that store. So go in there and get your shop on. I just got the black ones. I want to get the brown one. I want to get all colors. You can get them with the brown soles, or you can get them with the black soles. You know what I'm saying? Either one. Both, all the colors come in both colors, with the brown sole or the black. As you see the black soles, you see the brown right there. I'm doing a shameless plugs. I know. I'm doing shameless plugs. I get it. But y'all help us out, you know? I love this shirt, ladies. Or to the fellas, you want to get your ladies. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. No more drama. And my Mary J. Blige voice. Liars, bad friendships, toxic. Get rid of that shit for the new 2-5. You can get it that way, or you can get it like that. And it's self-explanatory. And for those of you who love boxing, y'all know who the GOAT is. Terrence Crawford. A list of all his accomplishments. you know. And as y'all see, the hats, I got one on today. Mine's ain't coming in the mail yet. I got the blue one. You got the black one. You got the white one to go with everything. The tan one, and you fellas can wear it too. See, did I have that up? Yeah, the goat. I even try to get in on the football scene. His and hers. Cowboy squad. I got football jerseys for other people. Look at this, the BDB, beautiful, black, and blessed. Got it in all variety colors, real love. You know, you need to wear positive, happy things as you're going through life. to keep your environment toxic free. And the kissing you, who don't like kissing you? You and your girl can put this on and reminisce and think about kissing each other. Thank you for the cash apps. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I so appreciate it. All proceeds go back into the channel. Don't be afraid to use the cash apps, y'all. I'm like two of y'all and put something in there. And because everything goes back into the channel. Let me get some of these chats. Now I was gonna say super chat. JT said, newsflash, Spence was coming off a 17-month layoff, alcoholism, 12 years fighting at the same way, busting at the seams for most of that, detached retina, reconstructive surgery to put his teeth back, and some more shit. In other words, Spence was and is washed up. Jerry's right. All those things happened to Spence. But to my casual listeners, we don't allow for that excuse. Because all of those things that Jerry mentioned, that was Spence's choice. He could have chose different. Sometimes in life, whatever job you have or whatever, you have a choice. You can choose different. I had a choice not to be a criminal. But a lot of people in my family, and friends I know chose otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Do I do stuff wrong? I ain't Miss Perfect, not by a long shot. But I chose not to do something that was gonna take my freedom. Sometimes that shit can't be helped. That was just one example. I chose to go in the military. It ain't for everybody. Don't get me up here looking like I'm saying military, all that. And that's what everybody should choose. No, that's what I chose. And I took the lemons that was given me and made lemonade. You know, but the military ain't for everybody. But that was my choice. The shit that I lost because I was in the military. Hey, and to all my military members listening out there, especially in Facebook, hey, that AFFF phone firefighting lawsuit, class action lawsuit, that shit is real. So go out and initiate your claim while you got the chance, because they given a time limit of people initiating their claim, and then they're gonna start processing payments. Now you got a lot of naysayers or people saying that it ain't real. If you ever been a part of a class action lawsuit, they do pay out. I don't know what else to tell you. I've been a part of a couple of lawsuits in my life that I didn't know was coming, that I didn't initiate the lawsuit. It's just I fell into the groove as one of the victims, and I cashed my shit in. Shout out to the people who find out when they get sued and they have a class action lawsuit and they're gonna pay out. And then this particular payout is gonna be billions. They have a pocket of like billions. I can't remember the exact number. So when they go to pay that out, they're gonna base it on the severity of your situation. And all they saying is, if you between the ages of 20 and 80 and you was in the military, you was a firefighter, and I'm talking about civilian firefighters, um, and you was around AFFF, because that shit been on military bases for the last 40 years. They have directly correlated that situation to things like thyroid cancer. That's the main one that they pick. Thyroid cancer, thyroid disease, but other types of cancers, other types of disorders, they directly correlated that foam and an exposure to it to people coming down with these illnesses. And they got to pay out, because a lot of times in this country, especially in the Western world, these companies know the dangers and risks before they even put something out. Trust and believe. They do their thorough due diligence to find out what are the potential risks and what are the potential hazards and dangers. And sometimes, or most times, more times than not, they so greedy, they don't give a fuck. It's just like processed food now. They knew what all this shit would do to people back in the 1800s. You had presidents like Theodore Roosevelt that prevented them from doing all that. Why? Because it greatly affected what he was trying to do. If his soldiers sick and eating contaminated meat and shit like that, how the fuck do you win a war when everybody dying from just the food they eat? So he had to tighten up what these companies could and could not do. And for years, everybody was on the same page and cool with it until the late 70s. So these TV dinners and all that, they be like it got more sodium, but it's a lot more dangerous than that. You got to eat healthy and proper, but because it's going to affect you in the long run. It's going to cause you to have, whatever problems. But we also get exposed environmentally or job wise to toxins too. The company that made that AFFF, they knew that shit and they did it anyway. Just like perms, there's a class action lawsuit on relaxers and stuff. Us, every girl had a relaxer, black, white, yellow, purple, but especially as black women. If you initiate your claim, you're gonna get some of that money too. But you gotta, but it's like as much as they telling you about the final conclusion or what they're obligated to do, they don't be as transparent as to where you got to go to initiate the claim. So I'm gonna tell you, to anybody who was in the military um in the last 40 years or something, you're between the ages 20 or 80, whether you did 4 years or 20 or anything in between, please, please, please initiate your claim. Call the VA disability hotline and initiate your claim. You can start there, or you can look up and find out what law firm handled that case. You got a lot of third parties out there because if you look at these infomercials, there's a lot of third parties out there saying, hey, contact us. We'll, make sure blah, 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 blah. Me, I'd rather go to a lawyer or I'd rather go through the VA disability because they on the up and up. And do ask a question. If you getting disability from the VA, say, is this going to affect my disability? Wait for the answers. Sometimes they know these things, sometimes they don't. Then ask them, well, what is the payout? The first time I called 3, 4 times. I'm about to call again because I just want to make sure that everybody on the same page and do checkups, like if you call and you ain't hear nothing, call back. I'm waiting on paperwork now to fill out, but I don't really have to go above and beyond because the main illness that they say is correlated to it, I had it. I'm the victim. I'm prototype A. And if I can change it and go back, I don't want to have this problem because it messed me up for life and I'll never be the same. However, if I got to get some kind of perks or bennies out of it, hey, I'm like, hey, because the payout can be as small as 100,000 to as big as 600,000. Hell, I don't care if it's 1,000. That's $1,000 you didn't have before. But they directly link that shit to thyroid disease and cancer. And guess what? I had them both. So lucky me, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But if I could go back and change it out, I would rather not have had it. But since, you know, I walked right into that, not knowing, I don't know if the military knew, somebody knew, but hey, you gotta pay me. So don't forget, don't dismiss that shit, y'all. In other words. And the hair relaxer thing for all my sisters out there, hey, find out. Because that shit is directly linked to fibroid tumors. And sisters out there know what I'm talking about. Even the white girls out there, because they get perms too. Y'all hit that like button. So I'm gonna always share information with y'all. JT said Usyk was white as Fury. But Usyk didn't have that banner, in my opinion, Jerry. And this is just my opinion, Jerry. Like um Fury. Nobody was calling for Usyk to beat up AJ or Deontay, but they were hoping and praying and calling out for Fury to do it. Jason Williams said, at Jerry Taxes, some of y'all kill with that. Bud called for the fight years ago. No one asked Earl to delay that fight. And last I checked, all his fans were okay with him. PBC putting it off. Exactly. All his fans were all right with PBC putting it off. Ha 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 ha. I guess you speak for all the Spence fans. We can only say what we see, Jerry. At Jerry Tyson. Were you a part of that group? Yes, he was. Don't act like that wasn't an overwhelming sentiment on off YouTube. Yep. Jerry know. He said Ali was way washed up against Larry Holmes. It's not an excuse. None of it Bud's fault. Or probably he did what he had to do. But no, Jared, what we can't do is say that Spence was washed up when he got in that ring with Bud. Because up until that fateful night that will live in infamy, Spence was a winner. He was on top of the world. And everybody claimed he was going to stomp a mud hole in Bud Crawford. That was his reputation. That was his claim to fame. And that's what y'all knew. But we tried to tell you. We tried to told you. You didn't listen. Jason, yeah, I don't think so. Everybody wanted to see that fight. Spence does not finance or get to decide how the PBC do business. Yeah, we obviously see that. He had to come out of his shell for that fight, Jerry, and do something different to help himself. And Jerry, after Ugas, I heard none of that. Exactamundo. All we heard was Earl this, Earl that. Earl is the eye collector, bone breaker, real crusher, yada, yada, yada. After July 29th, now he's washed. Now he's washed. He washed. If he's washed, JT, he's washed because Terrence washed. Jerry Taxi, that's a lie. The fight was made when Bud spoke directly to Earl, and Earl made PBC make the fight. Yeah, we ain't calling Earl no punk or nothing like that, JT, or nobody who's listening. We ain't knocking him. Earl was a warrior, but let's not try to diminish him like that's how he went into the fight. No, he went into the fight a winner. He went into the fight on top. He was the premier champion. He was the A side. What the fuck y'all mean? I mean, I don't get it. JT said fighters can get old overnight. We had not seen Spence 17 months. His issues are well documented and were then also. Who cares, Derek? He did it. I can't feel sorry to the casuals listening. Do not feel sorry for people who make their own choices. That nigga got more money and more time on his hands to make better choices than we could. We under the gun. We got to get up and go to work every day, hustle, bustle, tussle. He can sit back and chill. All he had to do, his job was to go to the gym. Can't give him no pass. Jason, the PBC never made the fight. Showtime did. Earl and Bud did. That is who financed it. So who's lying there? That's not who financed it, Jerry. Come on now. Come on now. Bud came with financing. And Earl finally found out and he took it. Salute, Miss T. What's up, Andrew Charles? He's in the building. What's popping, King? At Jerry Jackson, the only time I felt that fight would be competitive is when Bud first got to the division. Shortly thereafter, Bud would be at Earl. He would beat Earl nine times out of 10 easy. And I agree. At Jerry Tasker, I can't do the semantics war. The point is Earl made them make the fight after speaking directly to Bud. Exactly. And with that, hold on, let me make sure. Because I didn't mean to keep y'all here this long. They calling for Canelo and Bivol 2 rematch. And my question was, why now? And is Canelo team hoping that Bivol loses? That was my question. I predict, and I'm telling y'all right now, y'all can hold me to it. If Bivol loses to Berterio October 11th weekend, which is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. That's a good fight for me. Happy birthday. If he loses to Berterio, I guarantee you Canelo gonna be all on it. Because it's a true thing when they say you're psychic when you lose. Like it's something about that. So he gonna be all on him and try to get him while it's hot. We know that Canelo ain't fighting again till May. So if Bivol loses to Bacteria, that I'm sure Canelo and team is gonna make that fight. But if Bivol wins, Canelo don't want no part of that. And y'all can mark my words. Now, as far as the Earl Spence and Fedora, my friend keeps sending me all this press clippings and all that. I told him a while back that, Earl got to get in line. He's coming off the worst ass whooping that most of these fighters in recent times had. If you want to rank worst ass whooping, Earl is in the top 3 in the last year or 2, right? He coming off that ass whooping, but yet he get top billing and preferential treatment. Where they do that at? That's not gonna happen. Now, Fedora and Earl might be at PBC, and PBC do have a long standing of keeping house fighters in house so that they can keep their championship belts over there, so they have the leverage over anybody who wants the belts or fight or whatever. Granted, I get that part, but in the end of the day, nah, Earl got to get in line. The fight, this is the crazy part. They got 30 days, and they already in the mix. They had 30 days, and I can't remember what day it started. Fundora and Bud got to make the fight. If Bud and them smart, they'll make the fight. But because Canelo is not fighting again to May, and I know Bud is not going to sit and wait. He has a belt now. And the purse bid is out there. So when my friends send me these press clippings, I just have to laugh because I'm like, either I don't really have a good answer as to why people will write shit like this. I mean, they was like writing it like Earl and Fundora for sure. They under purse bid regulation right now. And when them 30 days up, we will hear what's what. And if they don't make the fight, it's gonna be made for them. And I don't know what can happen after that. Maybe some people gonna lose their belt. I know Fundora is being threatened for one of his belts to be taken from him. So if he don't make the fight, he lose one of his belts. It's not that when they go to purse bid, the other fighter has to take the fight. It's still a choice. But you're gonna lose something if you don't comply. And we forget they under purse bid regulation right now. And when I say regulation, umbrella, really. The purse bid by now has started. I mean, I reported that the other day. 30 days hasn't passed. And I need to look again to see when it started and how long it's gonna actually be, or if it started at all. But I can't give no stock to this Fundora and Earl Spence bullshit. That could be an old press clipping. If you watching, you know who you are. You do like, come on now, that don't even make sense. It's either an old press clipping or put out there to confuse people and all that. He won't let it go. Your dude lost. He's just not on Terrence level. You have to accept that. He's not before Terrence. He don't get top billing before Terrence. Now, had he beat Terrence ass, it'd be a different story. But that's all I got. Anybody got anything else to say? Don't forget to shop at Teetopia. And you can do that by going to Google and typing in Ask Me T. That's ASKMETEE 51.com. ASKMETEE51.com. And select Teetopia. Shop till you drop. Have a good time. Go pick up your new hats. Go pick up your BDB shirts. Man, go pick up everything. We got phone cases, shoes, everything. The fall is here. Go get you a new gear. You will be happy. Anyway, peace.